Hey everybody, and welcome to Did I Put on Spanx for this? So I'm going to jump right into it and talk about the project. But first, let me give a quick shout out to the ladies at the parlor. Little shout out for the blowout ladies. Thank you, it's looking perfect. It's looking good for the YouTubes. Yes. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to jump straight into the project. Just so you know, in these videos, I will only be discussing one female at a time. To do two females at a time would make this video extraordinarily long. I tried it. So, quickly, let me tell you, the first lady here is a 35-year-old Korean American. She's been in Singapore for 8 months. Came with her boyfriend, but they broke up. I have notes, that's why I keep looking down. But they broke up. She's still living with the boyfriend because they only broke up like a week ago. Okay? That's the backstory. Her profile is pretty lame. It's a picture of her. Well, it's a picture of people. She's one of them in the photo. She's not by herself. The photo is kind of far away, so you can't really see faces. Dark photo, you know. I made it as ambiguous as I could. She never really answered the question of which one are you in the photos. So just to give you an idea. Basically, she had nothing going on in her profile. Places where it would say things like, what are you doing with your life? She would say, nothing really. Same answer to, what are you good at? Nothing really. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is literally what I put. Then it was such things as, what are your favorite books, movies, music, food, blah, 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 blah. And her responses were always things like, I don't really read books, they take too long to read, so I read magazines. As far as music goes, she's all about the Taylor Swift and the Kesha. And as far as food, it was whatever a hot guy would cook for her was her favorite kind of food. Please keep in mind, she is 35 years old. Okay, so the way it started is within 5 minutes, she was getting messages, and something kind of happened that I gotta tell you guys about, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. But she was getting messages. Quickly, some details on the guys. The guys, their age range was 25 to 41. I chose 5 guys that she interacted with to kind of talk to you about because it got out of control. I mean, she had 258 likes. She averaged 15 to 20 messages about every 4 hours. Yeah, 15 to 20 messages every 4 hours. Most the messages came from Asian men. I'm gonna say most of them were Chinese. Not really sure though. Not many Indians messaged her. Foreign men, Western men would look. Some would message, but not a lot. Mainly Asian men. Anyway, so the reason I'm not doing 2 females at the same time, now you understand, when she's averaging 15 to 20 messages every 4 hours. It was really depressing going to look at my own dating profile. Let's just put it that way. Tumbleweeds, crickets. This girl's got 15 to 20 messages every 4 hours. Granted, most of the messages she got, I would not want them. Anyway, so there you go. I chose 5 guys out of there. These guys' age was 25 to 41. The worst one of the group being the 41-year-old. Bless his heart, he did not get it. Basically, it went like this. She didn't take any interest in them. She never looked at any profiles. It was all about her. In the conversations, it was all about her. She would only talk about herself and never ask them where they were from, never ask them their name, nothing. Nothing. They would ask why her and her boyfriend broke up. And the story is, here's the backstory of why they broke up. And it's ridiculous. I thought for sure I made it so ridiculous no one would talk to her. Apparently, I didn't. The backstory is they were at Prada and she wanted a new bag. And he said no, that they needed to wait, you know, a couple of months and then maybe he could get her the bag for her for Christmas or whatever. And she broke up with him on the spot because he didn't buy her exactly what she wanted when she wanted it. Now, the men knew this, and they all said, poor baby, I would buy you anything that you wanted. And I'm like, you guys have got to be kidding me with this. Then they would ask for phone numbers, and of course I'm not going to exchange phone numbers because that takes it to a level I don't want to deal with. The story is she threw her phone in the middle of Prada when he said no. Her phone broke, and she was demanding the iPhone 6 and that he needed to get it and bring it to her. Yes, she's still staying in the same condo with him, and she feels like he needs to pay for her to stay in that condo, and he needs to move out and find his own place and pay for all of it, plus give her a monthly allowance because she's never worked. She has no money. Please keep in mind she's 35. So that was the story of her. One French guy actually told her she was a child and needed to grow up and learn to take care of herself. And I thought, vive la France, yes, stand up for this. Until the next morning I woke up and he had message saying, baby, I would love to take care of you. Just tell me where you are and I'll come get you right now. And I was just like, you had me. You had me, France. You had me. And you just lost me. The 41-year-old man he was offering to buy her a plane ticket to go home because she should go home to her father and let her father take care of her. He really was trying to encourage her to just go back home. Some of the other guys, it was a lot of talk. I will say that. It was a lot of, oh, baby, I will take care of you. Why don't I come over? I'm sure your boyfriend wouldn't like it, but what if I come over and we hang out by your pool? Ew. Guys. Ew. Seriously. So, yeah, that's what happened. But let me give you a little lowdown on a situation that kind of happened that I really had an ethical dilemma, and I have questionable ethics as it is. I had been out with a guy about a week or two before this experiment, and he went poof, as they do. Great date, fantastic time, lovely, all of those things, and then just never to be heard from again. So he messaged her in 5 minutes of her profile going up, and I was like, oh, uh-oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, being the professional that I am, and seeing how you were all so important to me and these results should just be amazing, I decided to kind of make him my control group. So, he obviously, by not messaging, he let me know he was just not that into me. So let's see what she can do, right? Now, her and I are very opposite about everything, and all of the things he told me he didn't like, she was basically those things. He kept offering to help her. He kept feeling sorry for her, kept feeling like she needed to get out on her own and take care of herself. So he kept trying to help her, and she would throw it back in his face and just be nasty. He would say things like, what's your budget for a place to live? I probably know somebody who can help you. And she's like, what budget? It's whatever you can afford because you're obviously going to do this. And he would say things like, I don't know anyone who's going to help you in this manner, but, maybe I can get you into a hostel for a couple of days. It's a girls' hostel. I can get you in for free for 3 days. A friend owes me a favor. And her response was, that's disgusting. Why would I stay in a hostel? What are you, an idiot? She was just nasty, and I wanted to see how far it would go before he wouldn't want to help her. Thankfully, it only took a couple of days, and he stopped. He stopped responding to her, even though she was like, I'm still waiting for you to do something to fix my situation. So, what is the moral of this story, ladies? This is what I have learned thus far. A, when you're doing experiments like this, don't check your own OkCupid account because it's depressing. B, Men repeat the same mistakes that we do, ladies. We constantly go after the same kind of man because it's what we're comfortable with. He's not good for us, but we go after him. Men are doing the same thing. Let's stop calling them douchebags about it. We feel sorry for ourselves, but yet we're going to call them douchebags. That's not really fair. The other thing is, men will go to great lengths to get sex. Even though there was no hinting of it from her, the prospect was there. She's on a dating site. They figured that's what would happen. God bless. She's an attractive Asian woman. I don't know if that factors. That's to be seen at a later date. I do plan to do this with same experiment with Western females and see what happens. But the long and the short is, the project made me ill. I didn't like it. And everything you're not supposed to do on dating sites, I did it with her to amazing results. She's far more popular than I have been, and far more popular than my friends. So, some things, ladies, you just can't battle. But does that mean that we need to change who we are and become these helpless females who only want men to take care of us financially? I personally say I would rather be single for the rest of my life than behave the way she did. And I will tell you, I had to stop because I was making myself ill doing it. Anyway, that's the long and the short of the first round of the experiment. I haven't titled this experiment. I'm open for titles to it. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the results, all right? Take care, dating world. See you soon.